Recording as greetings. Greetings, my people of the tarot. Well, I'm back to do VR2. Tarot Alchemist. She did one of my spreads. Not one of my spreads. She did my spread challenge. It was a couple of weeks ago, but I'm just getting to get to it now. And so her basis was usually think things you don't like about yourself. And I kind of find that hard. I would say what I hate about myself, but actually I don't hate myself. But there are things I would say that frustrate me more than anything. So one of the things is when I get upset, I have outbursts, and I don't like that about myself. I mean, they're not terrible. It's just, I wish there was a better way. You know, we need to cry. I'm not talking about crying. I'm just talking getting mad because I'm upset or frustrated. And then another frustration is with my weight. As I think I've said before, most everybody knows I'm morbidly obese. And I even hate that term. And I don't hate myself for it. But it's a frustration. Because I can tell you that I don't hate myself because there is nothing wrong with the way I've been eating for years. There was a time where I was awful at what I ate. But I cleaned myself up really well. And I'm very proud of myself for that. But the weight has stayed on. It hasn't gone away. So that is so frustrating when you're doing everything that everybody tells you should be doing and it's not working, and they're thinking, oh, well, you're not, you know. So it's frustrating for myself too, because I don't like being quite as big as I am. I'm happy with the person I am. I'm happy, but it does hold me back. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, and it's probably why I get held back, is my fear of success. Fear of being independent or having to be independent. But it seems like I get so close of having success and I can never quite grasp it. Meaning being financially independent. It's so friggin' hard. It's like I get so close and I try so hard and I put so much effort into it, but it always seems to fall. And I don't want that to happen. And I guess the only way for that not to happen is do what I'm really truly supposed to be doing, but there's fear in that too. So I had to turn those into 3 questions while I'm shuffling. So, and I'm going to use Leisa's method of the spread. So it's 9 cards altogether for each question. So each question is a major, minor, and major, court, and pip, or a major, court, and minor. And I really do like that system of just one specific question that you have to ask by laying out a major, court, and pip. Okay, so I've gone on enough to that. So my first question, and we're going to just go right through and search through the deck, okay? How do I quell my upset outburst? It's all right to be upset, but how do I make it a little bit more? God, I've really come a long way, though, with that, too. They're not like they used to be. But it's hard. What happens when I get upset, it's harder for it to be shut off. So how do I quell my outburst, quell my upset? How can I release it quickly so it doesn't hang around and bother me? I think that's the best question, and we'll see what we get. Because the cards said they're ready, so we want to go through and find first. We find the major. And I get the Hierophant. And then we go on and we find my first court card. And I'm not going to reshuffle. Whoops, I almost went by my first card. This is a Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And it shouldn't be long to find the first pip. Now, there's one thing I want to mention since I have these cards out is I would not have this deck if Leisa was not working with these decks. You know, I love it when you guys show the brand new decks, you do the unboxings, but for me to really know if I want to buy a deck or not, I've learned from this deck that I need to see it in action. And so that's why I really appreciate people that have, like Leisa and others, who have done my spread challenges. Because I really like to see different decks working. So I like to see a working deck, not just holding up the pictures, because the pictures are only part of it. It's how does the deck work. Now that I'm off with that, let's go on to the cards that I got. How do I quell my outbursts and my upset? And first I got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is really a teacher in my eyes. He's a teacher. He's in the Everyday Witches Tarot, he's a yoga instructor. In the Druid Craft, he is the Taurian bull that charges through every situation. So in this instance, he looks very calm and serene. He's putting his hand out. Be patient. Take the time that you need. Don't worry about it. It's okay. And then the second card we get is the Knight of Wands. So here we have fiery fire. Because the Knights, to me, are a fire sign anyway. They are about fire. So, yes, there are going to be times where I have that fiery outburst. But don't beat myself up about it. Because it's okay. This too shall pass. And then the pip that we have is a 7 of Swords. And we have somebody here with the moon behind them, looking skyward, looking skyward, looking skyward and contemplating before taking action. This is what I'm seeing. The sword is down, right? You have to read the cards. The sword is down. The shield is down. He looks like he is a knight. But he's at ease. And it looks like he's looking for direction from above. So, what this is saying to me, there will be outbursts. You will have that fire on fire. You will be that fiery knight going into battle. But use your mind, because the swords are about mind. So use my intuition, my mind, before I have that fiery outburst. But even if I do, it's okay. Because sometimes we really do need to release. So that's number 1. Alright, and let's go on to the second question, which is, I'll just move those out of the way. I may save them for later. How can I release my frustration with my weight? Release. I didn't want to say it. Yes. Release is a key word here. So we will go through and see, Temperance. And I gotta find my next court card. And that's taking a while. Oh, again, we got Queen of Wands. Oh, no, pip, 4 of Cups. Put that behind. Alright. So we have Temperance, Queen of Wands, and 4 of Cups. So, with temperance, it's really something I need to balance, is to learn how to balance. Is it to balance the weight, or to balance, to release my frustrations? Is also to release the weight that no longer serves me. So it's got to take temperance. It's got to take calmness and planning and mixing and measuring, perhaps, and being cautious. But temperance is a sign of comfort. It's a sign of hope. Temperance is also, in the Druidcraft, is the mixing and the measuring of potions and stuff. So I've got to be very mindful of what the measurements. I'm going to talk in another video about something that I want to talk about. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Here we have fire. Look at her red hair. She looks like she's on fire. So I'm getting the message here that I need to burn away, to find a way to burn away, to release. I need to burn it up. It needs to be burnt up. There are many different ways to do that. And again, I will speak about what I need to talk about. And then we have the Four of Cups. And as you can see, this is a very emotional card. It really, to me, looks like going into the emotional depths. That's what I think when I see this card. Deep breath. So what this is showing me is to try to balance everything in my life. It's not just balancing the potions, the mixing and the matching of that, but to balance everything in my life so that my needs are met. Like, I have this fiery passion. It's a very strong passion, and that passion needs to get out in the world. I have a passion about herbs. I need to get that out in the world. I know that's not showing in the cards, but when you burn and you have a desire, that desire needs to be not put out like put out the fire. That needs to be shared. That desire, that passion needs to have reciprocation. That's what I need to do to find the temperance. And I also need to dig deep into the watery depths. Need to dig deep down into those emotions that are holding me back. That's it for question 2. And we'll go on to question 3, which is, how do I reworded it. Okay. What can I do to free myself from hard self-judgment? I thought that was a better way than how to become less hard on myself. I thought the better question was, what can I do to free myself from hard self-judgment? And right away we get the Star. We get the Queen of Swords. And we get the Ace of Cups. So, the Star is about hope. And this star reminds me of transformation because of the butterfly, allowing myself to be transformed. And then we have the Queen of Swords, who is the queen of the mind, of intellect, of speaking her truth. That she doesn't mess around. She goes straight to the point. That's what I think of with the Queen of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Cups here, which is full of emotion. So there's lots of possibility. So basically, transform that harsh self-judgment perhaps into action with the swords. Don't get so caught up in being so, we know, don't be so hard on myself. We all know that. But there is hope. There is release from all of this. There is transformation that is definitely possible. The light of the star shines bright, and hope and help, and there is help from the cosmos. You can also think of the star as help from above, from, if you want to call it the higher power, the higher self. I like to think of it as a higher self, because I believe everything is within me, so all knowledge is just a higher self. And to cut straight to the point, don't mix my words, speak my truth, but don't judge that truth, just speak it. The more I speak, the more free I will be of my internal self-judgment. And the Ace of Cups is also about love. He has a very caring expression on his face. Love myself. Love myself every day. So, I think this has gone on long enough, my people of the tarot. I think this was quite the long video. So, we will end there. It was quite emotional. And maybe there'll be another one from me soon. But that's, I got a couple others that did spread challenges that I want to get back to. So, I shall hopefully get to them in the order that they came. Thanks a lot. Over and out for now.